Assalamu alaikum friends, you are watching Exploring with Najam. Money, money, money. Today, everyone, whether rich or poor, is chasing after money. The wealthy strive to become even richer, while the poor aspire solely to become wealthy. It's a blessing that those who have money are troubled by how to spend it, and those who don't are troubled by how to earn it. And their entire day passes in this tension of figuring out how to make money. Everyone desires to earn money, but the history of money is known to very few among us. So today, let's talk about the history of money, how money was invented, and how people used to transact before money existed. Be sure to watch this interesting video till the end, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, don't forget to subscribe. So friends, we often hear that money is necessary for happiness. But what if I tell you that before the invention of money, people lived very happily? Some of you might not believe this, but it's absolutely true that when the concept of money didn't exist in the world, people lived solely for themselves. They hunted and gathered only as much as they needed for their own survival, and engaged in agriculture only to fulfill the needs of their households. However, humans gradually realized that this method wasn't very efficient because they could only grow one crop at a time in one field. We can illustrate this by imagining a person who is growing wheat in his field but needs rice. How would he obtain rice in exchange for his wheat without involving cash transactions? This need led to the creation of the barter system, where goods were exchanged directly for other goods without the involvement of cash. But the biggest problem with the barter system was that if someone had a particular item, you had to find someone who needed what you had and had what you needed in return. For example, if you have wheat and need rice, you would have to find someone who has rice and needs wheat, so you can exchange your wheat for their rice. If, instead of rice, they offer something else in exchange for your wheat, the deal would often be cancelled, resulting in wasted time. And the biggest drawback of this system was that people couldn't properly assess the value of goods. For instance, if someone needed apples and had a goat, they wouldn't exchange their goat for apples because even in those ancient times, they understood the difference in value between an apple and a goat. So, while trying to keep these factors in mind, the barter system couldn't prove to be very effective. Then, humans started using seashells as a form of currency. After that, they began using metals such as silver and gold as currency. The Greeks were among the first to start using coins, and thus, coins were invented. In the beginning, these coins were of a certain shape with holes in them, allowing them to be strung together on a cord for larger transactions. As time passed, people's understanding of business grew and commerce flourished. With this growth, however, came new challenges for people. Now, the problem started to arise that with each larger deal, they need more coins increased. And the more coins one had to carry, the heavier the burden became, so they used to carry ships filled to the brim with coins for conducting big business dealings. And after successful business dealings, they faced the problem of counting these coins, which consumed a lot of time. Another issue arose with the use of coins. They were made from metal, which started to become scarce. Consequently, there were situations where, when someone used a metal coin to purchase something, the value of the purchased item didn't match the metal it was made from, and thus, coins proved to be less effective as money. To tackle this issue, China took the first step. In China, a wise businessman came up with a brilliant idea. He announced that whoever brought him their metal coins would receive a receipt in return. This receipt would specify the amount of metal coins deposited. People could then use these receipts as a form of currency. And thus, for the first time in history, paper money was introduced to the world. Later on, people transitioned this system to gold. Whoever had gold could take it to a goldsmith, who would issue a receipt against it. These receipts started functioning just like currency. They provided assurance that whenever desired, one could retrieve their gold. Let's take an example here. If I have 1 tola of gold worth $1,000 and I deposit it with a goldsmith, they will give me a receipt worth $1,000 in return. I can then use this receipt like cash for purchases or business deals. Later, if I want, I can give this receipt to someone else with whom I've done business. Then, if they wish, they can take the receipt to the goldsmith and exchange it for the same amount of gold I originally deposited. So, friends, the purpose of keeping gold reserved behind those papers was so that whenever someone wanted, they could go back to the goldsmith and retrieve their gold. Thus, during that time, the role of the goldsmith was similar to that of banks today. Even after centuries, all the currencies in the world, no matter the country, are still based on the gold standard. But today, no country in the world is operating on this formula. It means that almost every country is printing money without gold reserves, which is why inflation is increasing worldwide. In the past, only as much currency was printed as there was gold reserved to back it up. And this is the reason why currencies are being devalued day by day, because now any country, as it wishes, starts printing money without gold reserves. So, friends, let's get back to the point and talk about the advancement of money. Today, we are witnessing the gradual disappearance of the concept of paper money. Instead, we now have the convenience of conducting transactions through our debit or credit cards, which we refer to as plastic money. It's a secure method where we can swipe wherever and whenever we want to make purchases. But today, the era has not only moved beyond plastic money, but it has also advanced to cashless banking, meaning a fully online system. You can pay your electricity, gas, or any other utility bill from home. And then, let's talk about the most favorite activity of ladies, which is online shopping. They can do it from the comfort of their homes. But for this, it's essential to have money in your account. Because, friends, money is the power that has lifted people from the jungles to the brightness of cities, where they live comfortably and often forget where they started. So, friends, I hope you enjoyed today's video, because it was about your favorite thing, money. Let me know how you liked today's video in the comments. Until next time, take care of yourself and stay tuned for the next interesting video, and thanks for watching. Goodbye.